the friend behind the smile. Okay, so it's time to see what these tapes have in store that we found. These better be important. I'll risk my life for that stupid tape. And this one as well. Piece of rubbish. Fine. Statement listened to on the Saturday, the 11th of May, 2028. Statement listened to by the archivist. Statement recorded by subject. Don't know when. Statement begins. And stupid little things. So I'm a pest control. Well, what's a pest control? Where pest control is basically just where we kill things that all people don't like normally. I have a story, a statement, if you will, for you guys. I heard your place is for the weird things, so here we go. So 5 days ago, I called out to Seymour Road to help some old woman with ants, but when I got there, she was not outside like she promised it would be. So I just walked up to the door and knocked on it. It took about 5 knocks until, well, I realised that it was open. So I thought she had gone out and left it open, so I walked in. People normally do that anyway. They normally tell us before we go in that they'll leave the door open for us to sort out the problem. But I just guess she forgot. So I walked inside, closing the door behind me. When I walked in, everything was dark. Not dark, but you know the kind of dark where there's shadows reflecting off the darkness, so it's not really dark, but it's just shadows. Like that. And wet. Very wet. I turned on the lights to see ants everywhere. The lights coming off the light, it's just ants, shadows. I could barely see anything, but it was just ants. On the floor, chair, TV, they were everywhere, and I mean everywhere. I looked around to see where they came from for a good, what was it, hour? 2 hours, maybe? Maybe. Time was weird. When I got out, it said it had been a day. I wasn't a day. It never was. I didn't see the sunset. I didn't see it rise. It was just ancient. There might have been some worms. There's probably other creatures. There were other creatures in the fridge cupboard, but mostly just ants. I hate ants. They remind me too close to spiders. I like spiders, but I don't like ants. Don't know. I just didn't help. One day I just wanted to leave. I just wanted to get out there, pretend I never saw it, and just move far away from there. I was going to when I heard a scream, a low pitched, muffled woman scream coming from their room. I shouldn't have gone up there. Curiosity got the better of me, I think. I needed to know what was happening, so I walked up there and slowly opened the door to see the old woman with ants crawling in and out of her like it was just normal business. They were all in her mouth, nose, ears, and I mean absolute ever. It was like an ant farm, like 5 of them, all in her. It. I should have just left. So, sorry. I think that's when I realised she wasn't screaming. She was saying words. All I was trying to figure out what she was saying, but all I got out of her was, deeper the ants crawl, the more I feel the ants. The ants crawl for blood. We want blood. After those few words and a few others, she stopped talking, stood up, and in those 2 moments, when she stopped talking and stood up, all of the ants poured out her like a waterfall. They came out of her mouth, ears, nose. She started to talk again when I started to run to the door handle, when I realised why she hadn't left that room. The ants ate the door handle, not like cared at it. She tore it off. I was locked in there and I couldn't get out. There wasn't a way out anyways. I only realised then that there was a lock from that side. When I opened the door, sorry, I must have shut it too fast and panicked, and there's now locked on it. It didn't matter. I know I was dead. I should have died. There's no way for me to get out. She punched at me, jumped at me. I don't know how that all could have done it, but she punched at me. I got out of the way. It's just in the nick of time. I pulled out. We have bug sprays. They're not good for people, but everyone knows. Very effective for the human eyes. In that moment of fear and terror, I pulled that out and sprayed it all at her eyes. Sprayed it at her. I found all of the ants. I could see. When she tried to crawl closer to me, she was screaming at that moment. But when she tried to grab onto me, I just kicked her away. By then, she was on the floor, begging for help. I just let it happen until all of my spray was on her. She was screaming in pain. By the time it was empty, she lay there, no movement, nothing, just limp. I ran over to her as fast as possible to see if there's a key or a way to binge that door off the hinges. Maybe a key if I was lucky. When I realised she was still alive. Or it was more like the ants were controlling it. They were all gathering in her, moving her limbs uncontrollably, like an unknown corpse. It was horrifying to watch. It started to crawl towards me. I started to run, but by the time I got to the door, I couldn't open it up in time. So I closed my eyes and waited. I waited for 10 seconds, and when I opened them, I realised it hadn't moved. It was just standing, staring at this wall. I looked over to see a tall, long, uneven man dripping with blood. Ants nowhere near it. Ants were gathering away from it as the blood dripped. Every drip, it looked like an ant would just get further and further away from it. The ants didn't like what that thing was. It was a man. His smile was too big, and the ants was terrified of the thing. The things that was transforming the woman, they started to unform out of her, but it was too late. The thing ran at it, plunged its long fingers into it, and ripped it apart like paper. Ripped every part of that old woman apart in front of me. It turned to me. I thought I was dead. It knew it could have killed me in seconds, but it didn't. It said one sentence: "You are marked," and opened the door. I left and I burned the place down. I don't know how I'm still alive, but I like it. Statement ends. A corruption ritual. So, the other tape a ritual? Why is it a tape? Why is this one so important when the other ritual wasn't? Wasn't really that helpful. Not really, I guess. But that creature, was it? Come in. Who are you? I am not a what? I am an if archivist. What even are you? Are you or who are you? You know exactly who. Nice to finally meet you. Heard the statement about the police officer. It was such a fun night. Did you enjoy listening to it? What do you want? For you to die. Wasn't that obvious? You're driven blood. And they were all victim of mine. What if I kill you? You can try. But you'll die before you even get close. What if I scream? You're smart. I might take a look, but you'll be dead first before I can actually involve. So what? Follow me, archivist. Do I have a choice? What do you think? Fine. Archivist. What? The tape. What about it? Turn it off if I break your bones. Fine.